so we're back, and I want to try and get here, although I am noticing here that that is the whole unicorn there, so I might actually switch tack and just get one done. So let's get started. I was playing Starfield yesterday for quite a few hours, which was nice. But in stark contrast, today isn't as good. But that doesn't mean to say that you don't have to keep fighting. So I apologise if this particular video or stream isn't as chatty as I normally am. I'm trying to kick myself out.
Supplies!
Supplies, Mr. Pitbull. I've got to be honest, I'm kind of glad you're in here, buddy. How are you today? Get that there done. My boy's outside the front of the house right now, and he's cutting down the hedges, ready for the broadband guy on Tuesday. So there's that. I'm good. Glad to see you. You vertically. Glad to see you vertically today. I saw your Discord post. Just happy to be here. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah. I feel like that's all I ever do on my streams and on my YouTube videos and stuff is I'm always, I hate to use the word moaning because I'm not necessarily moaning. I'm just kind of telling everybody how I feel. But I don't want to bring anybody else down, you know, because it's hard to keep yourself up when you're up, you know. Oh, thank you. But yeah, I still managed to get up first thing this morning. I still managed to make bed. I got dressed, and I came straight into the computer room. So that in itself, as far as I'm concerned, is a huge win. So I'm already up on the day. So regardless of what happens, you do what you need to do. We get it, and we're here to support you. After all, this is Twitch. Other than a platform for viewers to support there. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Dear. Yeah, so what did you think of Starfield? From what you see? Little piece here. Just a little bit of the eye. Right. I saw a good joke this morning, and I can't remember it. Trying to find it. I know it's one you'd really like. I could do with a laugh. We've got a unicorn baby almost done. I'm trying to work out what it is, like, why every day is so different. If I'm being completely honest, right? I want to know why yesterday I was able to stream for hours and had a really good time doing it. Really enjoyed myself. And then today it's like, you had a good day yesterday? Well, sorry, but that's not going to happen to you today. We had other plans for you. I wish I could find the mind you, I suppose everybody with what I'm suffering with probably wishes they could find that key as well. The issue is that I feel like I'm trying, but it does feel like I'm trying, but banging my head against a brick wall. That's probably the best analogy. And I think because I'm so hell-bent on getting better, I'm not giving up. But I can see how and why people do give up in this situation. That's never going to be me. I hope it's not. Because giving up is not an option as far as I'm concerned. That's why I'm plugging on and doing whatever it is I can do to, you know, make it for another day, because tomorrow could be different. Trying to focus on the good days when you're not having a particularly good day. I suppose if I allow myself to feel a bit woeful and sorry for myself, I suppose I do kind of sit here thinking, like, when is enough enough? When's it going to stop? And then I can just have my life back, you know? And then I suppose you fall into the whole, you know, why me? And but I try not to let myself dwell on that, because there's obviously some kind of plan for me, and I'm just walking the path that's been set out, I suppose. But I'm walking it under my own terms, because I'm not just giving up. I get it. The key is you can't force it. You just have to ride out these days and recognise that today is not one of those good days, and just ride it out and not get discouraged, because you will get another one of these good days. Yeah, exactly. I kind of just wish that there was a, you know, like, oh, the reason that you felt good yesterday was because you did this, and this, and then I could do that all the time. But that's not what it's like. It's not what's going to happen, is it? You know, some people turn around and say it's character building. I think I've built my character enough. Thank you very much. I feel sorriest for my wife, if I'm being completely honest, because you guys don't get to see and hear what goes on, obviously, when the camera's not rolling. And I can tell you now that she doesn't get the fun side of me, unfortunately. It's not to say that I'm horrible to her, because I'm not. But, you know, when I don't even know how to explain this properly. It's like, there we go. It's like all of the turmoil that
You
I
look
go
a bit
through.
parched.
Ooh, hello.
Why don't you take a drink?
Hey, Offspring, how you doing, buddy? It's like I'm just going to take that drink now. Let me just have this. Thank you very much. I'm not too. I'm okay. Just today wasn't as good as what yesterday was, and I'm just trying to get my head around it. I suppose that's the other thing is that I'm constantly analysing, like, you know, well, what can I do to get better? What can I use to get better? What can I say to get better? And I guess it doesn't work like that. But yeah, as I was saying, like the bit before I try and press go live, that's kind of it's getting more and more of a challenge every day. Like I was sat here for a good 20 minutes looking at this picture and then looking at my stream deck and thinking, just press go live, press go live, press go live, you know. And in the end, I think it was just sheer bloody mindedness that I just pressed it. And the thing is, it's not because I'm nervous. It's not because, like, you know, I don't want to. It's just that I don't feel in the mood to do it. But that's the problem. Like, I don't have a lot of control over my moods, which is bizarre, really. Oh, you found it. You found a joke. Yeah, let's have a bit of lightheartedness. That. We just grab that little bit there. Mark, did you know that most bald people still own a comb? They simply can't part with it. You mentioning about going bald. Oh, my life. I was testing out my camera on my phone as a potential replacement for the camera for this until I actually worked out how to make this one look better. So as I was doing it, I was lifting up to see how high it could go, and then I looked at the back of my head and I was like, where's my hair gone? Hello? That was not good. I'm not liking that. I mean, I don't have a bald patch per se. Let's just say that there's a thinning of the grass. But yeah, when I say that my wife doesn't get the happy jokey mark, I mean, I am happy and jokey with her. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it's like it all the time, but days like this, like I'm forever like grabbing her hand and just looking at her just to get a bit of support from her, which she gives in spades. And, you know, she's like, what's the matter? And rather than me having to kind of put a brave face on like I do when I come in here, I can just tell her exactly how I feel. I could fall apart if I have to, you know, with her. And the problem with that is that as strong as my wife is, she also has her issues. And I feel like a lot of the time that she puts them to one side to just take care of me. And I know that's what you do in a relationship. I get it. I just feel, you know, when you're going bald, when your wife has to put sunscreen on your hair for you any time. Oh my life. Yeah, I'm not quite there yet. But this is why I adore my wife so much. And why I always consider myself and am a very lucky person to have her. Because clearly when we made them vows in sickness and in health, we both meant them. But yeah, I suppose all I'm saying is it's one of them days, and I'm trying to kick myself out of it. And my hope is that we can go on and I might take a break when I've done this, depending on how I feel. And then with a bit of luck, I might come on and do some more Starfield, because I was enjoying that yesterday. But I'm also setting myself a so that if I can't do it, then today just wasn't the day. Maybe tomorrow will be, you know? Trying to give myself a break, because I do push myself, and I do. And just some days you just don't have it in you to push yourself, I guess. Which is why I love Paint by Numbers, and I love doing them on stream, because, you know, I get to... I often sit here, I'm not narcissistic, but I often sit here and I watch some of my own videos back, and I just listen to myself. And it's funny, because when you listen back to yourself and then remembering how I felt at the time, when you don't feel like that, it's kind of heartbreaking. If I'm being completely honest with you all, it is really heartbreaking, because when you're not in that frame of mind, and you listen back to yourself, it's like, you poor sod. I'm not saying I'm feeling sorry for myself or anything. I'm just... yeah. I've had a few medical problems in my time, but I have to be honest, this is definitely, by far and away, the hardest. Anyway, yesterday was brilliant when my grandkids all turned up. I loved that, and I've kept them in the video for YouTube as well, because they would have been devastated if I took them out of that. So I'm gonna have to put this link in the description, just to, you know, say sorry to everybody. I had to leave my grandkids in there because they would never have forgiven me otherwise. I loved that. Honestly, it was so nice, and it was so unexpected as well, because we didn't know they were coming round. But yeah, it was nice. But again, I for those of you who probably listen to my videos and just think, oh God, this guy's just moaning all the time and whatever else, I could be quiet and say nothing, right? Make my streams and videos all about other things and sit here and lie to everybody. I choose not to do that. And the reason I choose not to do that is because there are other people out there that are suffering. And we seem to live in a culture right now where it's acceptable for people to just keep quiet and suffer alone. And that keep quiet and suffer alone is one of the biggest reasons we have so many problems in this world. And if we just kind of embraced what was wrong with us and shared it with other people, maybe other people wouldn't take such drastic action. But yeah, anyway, let's not get too deep. Let's try and change the subject a little bit. Yeah, it was so nice. And now you got to see them all. Well, I think there was 3 missing. 4 missing, actually, because I've just counted. 4 grandkids missing. You're saying the English way is not the way, stiff upper lip and all that. What? Yeah. It's not. It's really not the way. I mean, don't get me wrong, there comes a point where it is like, you know, okay, you've said what you've said, you're doing what you're doing, now just do it, right? There is that as well. Don't get me wrong when I say all of this. Sometimes you do just have to, you know, stiff up a lip and just carry on. But it's okay when you can't do that. I think that's that's the bit I struggle with the most. You know, the days when it's bad, and then I just feel bad for not being able to cope and carry on. But look at me now. I'm still in here and I'm still doing stuff. But did I really give up? Could I really not carry on because I'm doing it? What you got planned for today, Offspring? Are you doing anything exciting? If you're still in here, buddy. Which wouldn't surprise me if you weren't. You probably like, I'm out. Oh, I get it. I was just making a bad joke as an American. I mean, I don't think you could make a worse joke than some of the jokes that you normally do. But I do look forward to them, I have to be honest. I had a great breakfast today. It wasn't a particularly healthy one. It was French toast with brioche bread, eggy bread, or gypsy toast as we call it, with maple syrup, embracing our American cousins. My teeth got set on edge because I don't eat a lot of sweet stuff, but it was kind of nice. Oh, I'm sure I have some really bad ones. We lost an offspring. Should actually have given him a shout out as well, because he does come in here a lot and he does stream himself, poor git. I never remember to do it. Actually, is he still on there? What's it? He is, he's there. There we go. Shout out to Offspring, playing Call of Duty. I mean, if you watch him, he's not as good as me at it, bless him. You know, he tries. For example, all of the interventions of the 20th century dry erase boards have to be the most remarkable. Oh, really? Most remarkable, yes. Oh, my music had just stopped then. Remarkable. Yes, there's going to be a lot of work done to my place in the next couple of weeks. It's all labour work, so my boy's not very happy. He's willing, but he's not very happy, which, you know, can't blame him for, poor sod. But yeah, he's smashing down the old decking that I've got outside that was rotting. He's currently cutting the hedge outside the front for the new broadband to be fitted. Then we're going to be buying a couple of little paving slabs to add to the ones that were underneath the decking to start off with. To just make a new area outside where we can go and sit and when the weather's nice. Then my missus and my daughter-in-law are going to jet wash the rest of the decking that I've got outside, which is all completely green and overgrown, and then getting rid of all of the green stuff. And then once that's done, be going over it with an orbital sander, which I'm going to have to rent by the sounds of things. and just going to be taking off the top layer of the decking, and then that's going to get varnished. And whilst all that's going on, my boy's going to be trimming all of the trees at the back and getting rid of all of the crap that's in the garden, and then just generally just tidying the place up, because since I've been really ill, nothing's really happened in the house, you know. But now that I'm starting to feel a bit better and I can start to see that our house is in kind of a bit of rack and ruin, if you like, I don't want that. So we've just got a few hours, well, more than a few hours, quite a few hours of labour intensive work, and then our house should look nice again. And then hopefully create a regime to keep up with it. And then once all of that's done, we are then going to have to rethink my wiring in the house for my computer room and for the HDMI cables that I have running from upstairs to downstairs and stuff, so I can put TV all over the house. And we're going to start channeling some walls and door frames, buying trunking and what have you to hide the wires, to just take a little bit of pride in the house. You know, not everything that you do inside your house has to cost huge amounts of money. And I don't know, I just feel like since I fell ill, everything just sort of stopped. Time just sort of stopped in my house. And now that I'm feeling better and I'm a little bit more on the ball, I'm kind of noticing this stuff, and I'm saying we need to do this and we need to do that. And my family, the troopers that they are, have just taken up the mantle to do it. Now, you could argue that they should have done that in the first place, right? But, you know, it only takes one cog in a machine to gunk things up. And I'm not just blaming myself. Obviously, I didn't have a lot of choice over getting what I got. But you could spend all day long pointing the finger of blame. At the end of the day, that's not going to be productive, and it's not going to get anything done. So once it's done, it's going to look very nice. And then maybe instead of coming to the computer room in the morning, I could go downstairs and have a cup of coffee on the decking. Maybe spend a bit of time with the wife, and then come back upstairs and then stream and do whatever it is I want to do. I'm also going to be looking into getting a stair lift. Oh, trust me, I know all about standing still in the house. Shit, it's a fan. Yeah, and it really does, doesn't it? It's bizarre how it happens, because especially when you're kind of on the ball for your place, looking nice, you know. Like we put in a brand new decking before I fell ill, and it's never really been used by me, right? And when I went outside the other day to look at it, it's all breaking. Now, this is when I turned around and said about living in a time warp. To me, we've only just done that. But time has gone, oh no, you did that quite some time ago. Oh, thanks. Cheers for that. When PB Jr. was born, we had to pretty much pause everything for over a year while we were dealing with all the emergency room visits, surgeries and ambulance rides. Yeah. And everything just stands still around you, doesn't it? Just hearing them outside right now, and it is like a bustling noise of just activity, which is lovely. because every minute that's going past, our house is starting to look nicer and nicer. I will say one thing about my neighbours, right? At least not that we've heard, right? But no one's actually said anything. No one's knocked on the door and complained. So I appreciate that. I mean, they might be talking about us all over the place, to be honest with you. Who knows? But the fact that I haven't really heard anything about it. Oh, that's where we were digging ourselves out 7 years later. Yeah.